All right, today we're going to have a look at how to create your white paper document itself. I'll actually give you a copy of this file so that if you want to, work from that, you may. Um, we start out with our running head. This goes here at the top. I set it up as different first page, and I did that on purpose, and you'll see in a minute why I did that. I went to page number, and I selected top of the page, and over here on the right, I then typed in running head white paper, and what I did is after I typed that is I just hit the space bar a couple of times to move it over. All right, when I skipped down to page 2, I didn't need the words running head, so I deleted that, and that's why I said I had a different first page. All right, your first page will of course be your title page, the name of your paper, your name, the class name, UMGC, due date, and my name. All right, your executive summary is the overall review of your paper. This is for a busy executive who's looking at this paper and doesn't want to take time to read the whole paper if it's not something that they need. So you just kind of give them a good overview of what you're writing about, and they'll know right off the bat whether to continue or not. This is a business paper, so we're not indenting paragraphs. You're using 10 to 12 font, and use a standard type of font. I generally go with like Times New Roman, Arial, one of the easier fonts that no matter what computer or you're on your phone or what have you, it will be able to open it. I did my headings in 14 font. When I say 10 to 12, sometimes I play with it. If I'm trying to get everything on one page, I may change the font so that it fits into one page or something, but basically 10 to 12 is a good font. Much smaller than that and it gets difficult to read. And much larger than that and people think teachers especially will think you're cheating and trying to make it look like you've got 2,000 words when you only have 1,000. All right, your first section is going to be, and this we go here and you hit Control Enter, that'll take you straight to the next page. And then we go to our introduction. Now this is the groundwork, the details of what's going to be introduced in your white paper. If you need to define any terms, do it here. You might want to share a story or provide a picture, which will help explain why this topic is important. We know that this paper is 2,000 to 3,000 words, and it is intended to inform your audience of something of interest to them. Now, there are two types of white paper. One is for people that you know, and one is for people that you don't know. Your paper itself is to include a minimum of 3 graphics, 2 of which you created. That could be a graph, it could be a picture. It's entirely up to you. You have to have a minimum of 5 sources in your paper, at least one of which you obtained through the University of Maryland Library, one search here, and I'll add another link to the document later on, creating a Gantt chart in Excel. The internal audience are people you work with or people that you belong to the same group that you belong to. The external paper is written to people that you don't belong to that group, but you're trying to show them a problem that you're going to solve, or maybe a new trend, a new app, and it might be addressed to potential customers. All right, in your previous approaches, you might want to tell the readers about what's already been done, what's currently being done, any problems or challenges that are involved in the current service. In this section of your white paper, your use of sources well, in fact, in all of your parts of your paper, sources are important. They show them that this is not just your opinion, that this applies to more people than just you. Integrate your resources to show that a problem does exist. All right, also in new findings, this is going to talk about what's new in the world and why they want to change what they're doing. All right, originally I had the words Gantt chart were up on the page before, and I moved them down so that you can see what exactly a Gantt chart looks like. But at any rate, your title or your headings should always be on the same page as the paragraph or the information. This part I took straight from Excel. Excel does have a document that creates a Gantt chart for you. And then what I did is just I highlighted information, copied it, and pasted it here into this document. All right, your conclusions. In this section, you review the research in light of previous approaches. You don't tell the audience what steps to take next, but you are summarizing your findings so that when they finish, they should come to the conclusion you want them to come to. Primary sources are excellent uses in here. If you interview somebody in your workplace and they can talk about what you've been doing and why it's a problem, that's more helpful than just saying some people. All right, then we move to our references. Our references, this is going to be an APA format. Remember with this, we go here to paragraph. We want to go to special, and we want to select hanging indent. And this will prove that go enter and go to the next document. It will start right at the right margin. For the references, something that you might find helpful in your, I go to APA format, and I like to do this in a separate document so that everything that I look at as I'm researching, I'll create an entry for each item, whether I actually use it in my paper or not. Frequently you'll get to the end of your paper and say, oh, I wish I'd included something, and this will show you exactly where that other document came from so that you can put it in. Save it as a separate document and then copy and paste it into your document here. All right, folks, I hope this gives you a good overview of what your paper is supposed to look like, and we will talk about this further in class.